From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check updated 2021. As Leader Schumer says, the vote is underway. We have all the breaking news and what the president's saying he's going to be doing tomorrow. Oh boy. In this fourth stimulus recording, we're going to be going over the fourth stimulus check, how much you're going to get and when you're going to get it, and the incredible, no less than 9 breaking news stories. They are wonderful. Then in the second half of this video, we're going to be going over this stimulus that'll raise your benefits up a lifetime and why the new benchmark will absolutely change a generation, and the new details coming in about that today as well. And then in the middle of this video, we're going to go over the thousands of dollars that viewers continue to get, and I want you to get it as well. It's a big day. It's a big afternoon. There is a lot happening, and I am excited you are back here with me this afternoon. We are getting it started, and we're kicking it out of the ballpark, starting right here, this minute, right now, on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? This is LALATE, and hope you are having a beautiful, wonderful day. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how's the weather. It is cold, dark, gloomy, and cold. Did I say cold? And I'll say cold again. Here in Santa Monica, California, you cannot notice it is very dark. I mean, there's basically like flashlights being held offset by Sir Lloyd to keep some light in here. It is a cold, dark day, but hope it is good where you are. Drop in the comments. In this fourth stimulus check updated 2021, we're going to go over the breaking news that formulated last Friday, but also what the president has said he will be doing this Wednesday. Oh, get ready for this one. And then in the second half of this video, we'll be going over the big money under fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up and why that new benchmark is going to be incredible. In the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money that I want you to get, and viewers continue to rock this money. They continue to get it. I want you to get it as well. So this is going to be a big broadcast, and this is LALATE, your 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. I'm next taped with you on Evenings LA 2 hours after now. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Like this video and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let's get right to that fourth stimulus check right now. There is a House bill and a Senate proposal. We'll be going over the details starting this very moment. The House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's compare that versus the Senate proposal, which is a stimulus check from July to December. Then we're going to look at the monthly amount. That is Jolapal's bill. Stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. The Senate proposal, shorter, July to December. If you're in the live chat just after 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, get ready to vote, House or Senate. If you're watching me late in the day, jump into the comment section under the video as well. But don't vote yet. We got to look at that monthly amount. Wow. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter under the House Jolapal bill. And then the senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. Yes, boy, that is wonderful. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. That is per person. That is per person. But let's go back to Jolapal's House bill because there is a macroeconomic number that you need to consider, and it's the first one. Pandemic plus 1 year. Insiders believe that the legislators may contend the pandemic is over by the time of the vote. That would mean that Jolapal's House bill would not provide a check on a monthly pandemic basis, just a 1 year basis. That would amount to 12 months of checks, 12 checks. 12 checks over 12 months would be $13,000 over 12 months compared to this over 6 months. Oh boy. All right, now you see how it is. So vote House or Senate. Which one do you like? House or Senate? Drop in the comments. I have a feeling, I have a sense we're going to still get a split vote because there's some people who like House and some people like Senate. And also, when you vote House or Senate, tell me where you're watching from and how's the weather. All right, let's go over the other great details you need to know about this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. First, who gets it? You do. So if you make 75,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check. Single individual, married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the fourth stimulus check and double it. Family of four, you get the fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. And then if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, you get the fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check would not come out in waves because it's a monthly stimulus check. It can't. It's not taken out for taxes because it's not income. And the fourth stimulus check does not have different amounts for different people. It's the same amount for adult dependents, minor dependents, and everyone else. The fourth stimulus check is currently underway in a two-bill, two-step process called reconciliation. And remember, I'm just a reporter. I report the news. I don't make representations. The legislators do, and they represent the vote would be by July 4th. So that means that the final vote would send out the stimulus check in the month of July for the month of July, and in the month of August for the month of August. And there you go. That is your fourth stimulus check updated 2021 to start. But I got more breaking news today. I got big breaking news from last Friday and breaking news from yesterday, and no less than 8 other breaking news stories, which I'm going to go over in this fourth stimulus check update in just a second. But let's get a preview of the second half of this video. In the second half of this video, we go over fifth stimulus. That is just wonderful because it will raise your benefits up the highest amount of a generation, but that change will be a lifetime. That's coming up in the second half of this video. Oh boy, wait for that one. But now let me turn to the big success story, which is you have absolutely been killing it on getting this money for rent, utilities, SNAP, and more. This big money I'm going to go over right now, and you have just been doing a wonderful job. I don't go less than an hour without someone jumping into the comments or into the live chat or sending me a private messages and saying, I got this money, I got that money. So I want you to get more money, and if you haven't gotten any, I'm going to get you some right now. So get a pen and paper ready. Stay to the very end. I got a lot of money, thousands, hundreds of dollars, if not thousands of dollars, to get you starting right now. And the first pot of money is $350 billion. No, not $350 billion just for you. It's for everyone. It is money from the third stimulus that is landing in your cities, counties, and states again this week for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. How do you get it? Get that pen and paper ready. I'm going to be showing you 6 locations. Every location has different eligibility. So if one says no, don't fret, go to the next one until you get a yes. And they all have their individual pots of money. I got that pen and paper ready. Here we go. First one is City Hall, then City Housing Authority, County Hall, County Housing Authority, State Hall, State Housing Authority. The keywords you're going to use is rent assistance because of COVID or mortgage assistance because of COVID. And how much money can you get? About $5,000 for rent, 4 to 6 months of rent. Yes, that's wonderful. Then plus some more money for utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. So go get it. $5,000 for rent. I want to congratulate Tim and Linda, who got this money in the last 7 days for rent and utilities. And now I'm going to turn to another pot of money. And that next pot of money is money for SNAP. Oh boy, Gail got some, Lynn got some for herself, for her son, and her mom. And what is SNAP? How much money is it? And how do you get it? I'll go going over all the details right now. SNAP has been one of the big success stories of this channel. I think this channel has absolutely rocked the worlds of a lot of people by getting this money for SNAP that they had never gotten before. What is it? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Contact DOA and reach out to them. How much money is it? A family of 4 in Hawaii now gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Yeah, $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden and one from Trump that raised everyone's benefits up 15% for 1 year between now and December. So go get it. $16,000 for SNAP. $5,000 for rent, some money for utilities, mortgage assistance. We are killing it, and we are only 9 minutes of this video. Well, guess what? I got more money coming up for you in just a second. And the first pot is $5,000 one viewer got. It's a lot. It's a lot. Who is this from? How do you get it? And when are you going to get it? Let me go over the details. First, what is this? This is money from your state. The federal government has identified states as overpaying unemployment benefits in the last year due to computer error and then asking you to return the money back, which you did. Well, the federal government has said, nope. That was your money to keep. The states should not have asked you to return it. So the federal government has now ordered the states to return the money back to you. Wow, wonderful. So how are you going to get this money? On the bank account you have on file with your Department of Unemployment. And then when you're going to get the money, reach out to your state. Every state has respective different times for routing times. The next pot of money, I have to start with a story, which is really heartwarming. As you know, we have a new hit show. It's a bomb. It's a blockbuster show. It's called our Crypto Overnight. It's a 15-hour show. Last night's numbers were even higher than double than the night before. But about 2 days ago, a viewer jumped to that live chat because he knows that I'm in there. It's a live chat show, and wanted to share this information with you because he said it was important for you to get this information to help you. Can you imagine? That's the spirit of the Purple Power. Viewers helping viewers. What was his message? That he got his check this last Friday before Memorial Day weekend, and he wanted you to know that because he got his, you'll be getting yours. Stay calm and patient. Isn't that wonderful? All right, let's go over that money that he got, and another viewer got $2,000 for it. It is the taxes back from the federal government IRS that you paid on your unemployment benefits. All right, we're going to go over how much you're going to get, how you're going to get it, when you're going to get it, and how to track it. All right, first, how much is it? It's a lot. It is the taxes you paid on your unemployment benefits to IRS on the 2020 tax return. So first, let's go over an example. Let's say you got $9,000 of unemployment benefits last year. Your total tax bill to IRS was $5,000. Congratulations, you're getting back $4,000 from IRS on that as a refund. Next, how are you getting it? In the mail, beige or white envelope, razor thin. So go surgically slow through that mail over the next 2 weeks until you see it, because you could absolutely discard it if you go through that mail too quickly. Next, finally, when are you going to get it? IRS had represented that everyone's checks would be sent out by the end of May. So understand it means sent out, not received by the end of May. So expect to receive them in the next 2 weeks of June. First people, single filers like that viewer, then single filers with complex returns, and finally joint filers. And wonderful good news, 75% of you, 70% of you approximately, can track the check by going to irs.gov and doing this trick. It's called the transcript trick. Go to irs.gov, set up a username and password, sign in, check your social security number, and then look for activity by doing a transcript search on your name. When you do a transcript search, you will be able to see the last activities on your name. The tax return you filed, the IRS check you paid to IRS for that 2020 return, and then you will see the refund check. Oh boy. And so there you go. Really wonderful news, and it gets even better. You know how it gets better as we turn now to that fourth stimulus check, breaking details. Oh boy. So the fourth stimulus check update 2021 today got some new twists, but I want to start with the breaking news that happened on Friday. On Friday, Leader Schumer came out and confirmed not one, not two, but three of the details which I have been reporting on this channel over the last few weeks. What did he announce on Friday? He announced on Friday at the end of the day exactly when I said he was going to announce it, the following. One, that the reconciliation process has already begun. Two, that the final vote will be done no later than July 4th. And number three, that the negotiations for legislators is over, that they are doing it by recon. The president can continue to meet and chat with people, but that legislators will not be holding it up any longer. Yesterday, Mayor Pete spoke about the situation and said, we need to call the vote. We need to get going. We can't keep on having negotiations forever. So here's what you need to know for today. You saw how I reported the details of Chuck Schumer's announcement on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But guess what happened today? The president announced that he will have another meeting with a Republican negotiator Wednesday. understand, that means much of nothing to Chuck and Nancy or any of the legislators, because they are the ones that are writing the law. They are the ones calling the vote. So they are not holding up their process because the president wants to have another meeting, and he may continue to have another meeting, even next week. That has nothing to do with the narrative that they're doing, because they have to do their job. They know their timelines better than even you and I know. So now let's go to why that those legislators are doing such a great job of staying on top of their timeline. It started over a week ago with a wonderful letter from who else? Jalopal. That letter from Jalopal to Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi basically said the following: call the vote. What are we waiting for? Call the vote. Now, the letter was incredible because at the time, there was really no decent counter proposal. And Jalopal was saying, call the vote. What are we waiting for? But it got even better than that, because Jalopal's letter was co-signed. The letter to Schumer and Pelosi was co-signed by about 12 House Democrats. Who are these House Democrats? Among them are the people who co-signed a letter to the president weeks earlier saying, we are going to do Jalopal's monthly stimulus check, sir, when we go for the fourth stimulus package. Oh my goodness. So Jalopal's letter got the ball rolling about a week ago, and it worked, because as Schumer said on Friday, we're calling the vote. More about that vote in a second. It got even better, because last Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday before that, 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying, we will be working with you to put those multiple stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. Work with you is a euphemism, because the president doesn't do legislation. He just proposes items. The legislators write legislation. So who are these people to talk about, we're going to be doing the legislation of fourth stimulus checks? They are on the House subcommittee that is solely and exclusively responsible for writing stimulus checks. They did the first one, they did the second one, they did the third one, and then just 4 days ago, they announced to the president that they are doing it under the fourth stimulus package. They are writing 4 stimulus checks monthly, they actually say, and they are part of the sole and exclusive subcommittee called House Ways and Means, responsible for writing those stimulus checks. Wow. If it can't get any better than that, it's just mind-blowing. I think Sir Lloyd is with Captain Obvious outside the window, but it's so gloomy you can't see them. So there you go. That is wonderful, wonderful news. But it got even better. It got even better because a week before Memorial Day weekend, the president told his legislators, if I don't have a deal with the Republicans before Memorial Day weekend, then I am going to, at that point, end the negotiations. And that's why Leader Schumer said, hey, we are going to the vote. It got better because the Tuesday before Memorial Day weekend, what did the president do? He did a very fascinating thing, but it's a little complicated. Let me explain what he did. He reached out to the G7 countries, leaders of countries around the globe, and got them to tentatively agree to a higher minimum global tax rate. What is a global corporate tax rate? What does that mean? It means that a company would not relocate from the United States to France because it wouldn't save them much more money. Okay, that's interesting. But what does that have to do with us? Well, here you go. Insiders say the president told them later that day that when fourth stimulus becomes law, the president will try to go back to those G7 countries around the globe, those leaders, and get them to sign on the dotted line to agree to that higher global minimum corporate tax rate. And if they do, then he's going to drop our U.S. corporate tax rate lower, back closer to where it is right now. Oh my goodness, stimulus checks at a lower corporate tax rate. Can we get any better than that? We can. It came on Wednesday when the Republicans gave a counterproposal before Memorial Day weekend, and the president said, reject it, we're not doing that. And then on Thursday, probably the most important, now that I look back on it, probably the most important of these steps was the Senate Democrats, who you've been asking where they've been. They came out and were very vocal. Not Schumer, but other Senate Democrats say, we saw the counterproposal. We're calling the vote. We are not waiting around any longer. The president can do what we want, but we're legislators, and we got to get this done. And then, of course, came Friday. The Friday before Memorial Day weekend, exactly at the day exactly on the time that I told you would happen, Schumer announced all the three narratives. 1, the vote would be finished by July 4th. 2, the reconciliation process has already begun. And number 3, that the president can chat with whoever he wants to chat with, but we are not holding up anything for chatting with people. We are going to the finish line. On the weekend, the president's cabinet member, Mayor Pete, said, we can't keep on having chats forever. I love that. It's very blunt. Now, I want you to understand, the president did announce this Tuesday morning, that tomorrow, Wednesday, he will have another bipartisan negotiation with one Republican. It's not a whole caucus. It's one person who may not actually represent all the Republicans. But understand, that is just what he wants to do. It has nothing to do with the legislators. They're going to the vote. And guess what I'm going to? I'm going to the community page. If you need help with rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance, and have reached out to those 6 places or more and can't find it, don't worry. That's the spirit of the Purple Power. We have viewers helping viewers. They're the community page. Where's the community page? The community page is in the description of this video. Open the description up, and then down in the description, you will find the community page. It has an emoji with a link to news.lalate.com/community. Reach out to the volunteers on that community page. There's a picture of some kitty cats at the top, and the volunteers can help you get that rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'll be back in 60 seconds with big exciting news still about fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, and a surprise detail. Stay with me. I'll see you in about 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Afternoons LALATE with more exciting details about that fourth stimulus check and especially that vote. And then we also turn to fifth stimulus with more exciting details about fifth stimulus. How are you? It's Afternoons LALATE. How you doing? How's the weather where you are? This is LALATE. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And with expanded new coverage and a lot more new programming. Live in the morning, taped in the afternoon. I'm next with you on air in about an hour and a half from now with Evenings LALATE at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 2 hours after that is Evenings Crypto. And then we go into Overnights Crypto. So subscribe, 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Like this video and consider becoming a member. You see the value of membership in just a second later in this video. Let's go right to fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus heats up this September with that incredible SSI and SSDI reform. But it's not just for SSI. Let's go over the details. First, they'll remove the current asset limits. They'll raise your benefit limits, apply an inflation benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over the breaking news that impacts this right today, what we should see later this week that will impact this amount of money, and also how to calculate it. Oh boy, it's wonderful. First, they're going to raise your benefits up. Who's you? You. So if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, or multiple benefits, they'll raise your benefits up one big time. Then they will apply a new benchmark. That benchmark is inflation. Now we know what inflation is, but what is a benchmark? A benchmark is what they use every December. They look at your benefits and they say, next year you're going to stay the same, or next year you're going to go up. What are they doing? They're applying a benchmark. So we all know inflation is not going to be zero this fall, so you're not going to be staying the same after they raise your benefits up. They're going to raise you up a little bit more. But how high will inflation be? Well, Jeremy Siegel about 2 weeks ago said maybe 20% in December. That might be too high. Last week, the head of the Federal Reserve out of Georgia said it may be going from 4% growth now to about 10.5% growth. That's about 7% inflation. And then a lot of analysts are talking about 4 to 6, 7% inflation. This week, we're going to see a lot of new economic data that will give us more insight into where the inflation rate may be later this year. It'll show us where the inflation rate is now, but may give us a guidance as to what's going to happen later this year. We had one economic data came out Friday, and it showed we're growing. We're growing. That inflationary rate's going up. Well, let me show you how this all helps you a lot lifetime. Well, let's use an inflationary benchmark. Let's say it's 6%. First, they're going to raise your benefits up. Then what they're going to do is then in December, they're going to apply the benchmark. Let's say it's 6%. So that means next year your benefits would additionally go up an extra 6%. Not just next year, lifetime. Because once they step up 6%, they are up 6% lifetime. They never step down. So the year after this, then it's 0% inflation, you're still at plus 6%. If the year after that, the inflation rate is 3%, then you're at plus 6 plus 3%. It's wonderful good news because you will have this major new step up of your benefits being impacted by the highest inflation rate of a generation this year. That'll raise your benefits a lifetime through the roof. Wow. Let's go over the other items that heat up under this reform. They're going to remove the asset cap. Thank goodness. They need to get rid of it. Dating back to a 1960s law that says a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. Time to get rid of it just to get those stimulus checks in your hand. Then they're going to get rid of the 1960s law that says you cannot work, the income exclusion, and stay on benefits. It's going to go away, so now you'll be able to work if you want. And finally, the marriage penalty. Horrible, horrible thing that marriage penalty is. It's going to go away. So you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and not suffer a loss of benefits. And people who are married will no longer be penalized by the marriage penalty. Love will win and the marriage penalty will go away. That's fifth stimulus. When September, out the door in about October, see the benefits maybe in your account by November, they're representing. And then the step up letter December, benefits kick in January. Now, what's important to understand is that in a given day, in a given video, I can't go over everything that's in the fifth stimulus, fourth stimulus, third stimulus. And that's the value of membership. The membership links at the top of the channel, the pinned comment. Fifth stimulus, for example, is called by the President of the United States the family plan. But ironically, there's a lot of money in there for single people. Single people for hazard pay, single people who are seniors for medical assistance. So there's a lot of money in there. And I don't have time to go over all the items. That's the value of membership. Every day I send to viewers of this channel a list of what's in the fifth stimulus, the fourth stimulus, and the third stimulus, so you don't miss any of the money. It's also important to at least subscribe. Why? Because the month of July, which is less than 30 days away, is going to be a very crowded legislative month. And you will look at it and potentially get confused. For example, there are still people who are saying in the month of July, the stimulus check's going out for children. Nope, that's third stimulus. It is going out in the month of July, third stimulus. We're talking about fourth stimulus here, a whole different bill. Months later, fourth stimulus going to a vote in the month of July, checks going out in the month of July. In the month of July, there's going to be two budget bills, this budget reconciliation and another budget bill. Yeah, a little confusing. In the month of July, there could also be votes on other Jalapal standalone bills, also very confusing. So at least subscribe so that in the scope of a day, you get informed about what's important and how you need to know what's in third, what's in fourth, and what's in fifth. And if you become a member, you get all the details sent to you daily in a list from the community page of YouTube. And if you have that community page set up to send you alerts to your email address, then you'll get the links right into your email. Now let's cut back to fourth stimulus. it's important to understand that now that we're back from Memorial Day weekend, I had told the viewers who were with me all Memorial Day weekend this information so that they were empowered. But you may be back in the mix now, having maybe missed a few shows over the weekend. Let me go over what's really, really incredibly important for you to know is the voting time on the forced stimulus. The voting time is not 1 day. It's not 2 days. The stimulus checks can't be sent out in 24 hours. It is not a one-step process. Rather, I've identified 9 steps of voting that they need to do. The first half are procedural, the second half are substantive. And that when they do that, then it's finished. These steps are required by the Constitution, not required by any party or person. Let's go over these constitutional steps. Step 1, the House subcommittee votes on the procedural bill. Step 2, the House floor votes on the procedural bill. Step 3, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. And step 4, the President signs the procedural bill. At this point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to go back and get the tow hitch. It's a substantive bill. The subcommittee of the House votes on the substantive bill. This is where that House subcommittee, House Ways and Means, would put those multiple stimulus checks in if they want to do it at House level. Step 6, the House floor votes on the substantive bill. Step 7 and 8, this is the 2-day vote-a-rama in the Senate. When Senate amendments are introduced, when senators can introduce multiple stimulus checks, they can either do their version, they can modify the House, or if the House never had one, they can do their own. And then finally, step 9, the president signs it all into law. 9 steps to get from point A to point Z. And it's important that those are all constitutional steps. But remember, not only are you empowered with this information, you now are going to push. In the next few days, we're going to ramp up the purple power to start pushing, because ultimately we need to ensure that everything is done exactly as so represented to us. And with that, thank you for joining me on a big afternoon's broadcast. I'm next back with you with Evenings LALATE in 2 hours from now, followed by that by Evenings Crypto. Then Overnights Crypto, our hit show for 15 hours. And here's a surprise. Stop the music. Here's a surprise. Last night we rolled out for the very first time, and you loved it, a expansion of our overnight throwback shows. These are reruns, throwback shows. We initially had 2 that were early in the early mornings, 3 and 3:30 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Well, we expanded it to 2 shows in the evenings the night before, 9 o'clock on the West Coast and then midnight, and you loved it. So we now have 4 rerun shows overnight as well. And let's run that music up. So with that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. I'll see you in just about 2 hours from now with big exciting news on Evenings LA. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.